So, country's sticky situation. I got arrested in China. Does that count?
Oh, wow.
Why did you even go there?
Tell us about that.
What do you mean?
You just wanted to do comedy in every country. You didn't care how dangerous it seemed. You were like, let's do it.
China's not dangerous.
It's not?
No.
What the hell did you get arrested for?
What do you mean?
In China.
Oh, I was standing on a sidewalk.
What?
That's how it felt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was just standing on a sidewalk, and then like there are 13 cops, and they're like, are asking me and my buddy questions. We learned like in retrospect, right? Mm-hmm. We kind of pieced together that they were basically watching the venue. It was foreign owned, and they were kind of watching what was going on there, and looking for a reason. So I think that we got basically caught in a fishing expedition that was kind of targeted to somebody else and to some other thing. But because we were involved with the venue, we kind of got caught up in that. But my buddy Mohammed Magdi and I were standing on a sidewalk, and there's a lot of stuff going on that was anti-foreigner in China at the time, right? There's a lot of like drug enforcement, like way over the top drug enforcement. It is illegal, but like, actively looking for people to throw them out of as a pretext to deport them, right? Mm-hmm. So we're standing there smoking a cigarette, and we're talking to these two Russian lady my buddy was friends with, and the Russian guy with her that we had just met, right? Mm. Right. And they were sitting there talking. There's like a jazz club thing upstairs that we were just at, and I just look out the corner of my eye, and there's just a couple cop cars, and I see a couple more cop cars. And then I see a bunch of cops standing around, and there's like, 20, 30 cops have kind of like gathered on the corner. And I'm like, hey, Muhammad, man, that's a lot of cops. I don't know. You guys don't seem to be bothered by it, but maybe it's the way I was raised. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm 75% criminal. I can't help myself, but I don't like this. So they start walking towards us, and my buddy goes, it's probably just a noise complaint thing. They'll show up in force like this because it's a big club of people, so they'll just bring a bunch out to, handle that, whatever. Yeah. And as they keep walking, they just stop in front of us. And I'm like, that's not good. You know what I mean? It's never good when 15 cops just stop in front of you. No. And then they're talking, and then they say something in Mandarin, and I'm just staring at them. And then they say, one of them in English goes, "Are you doing drugs?" And I'm like, "No, we're just smoking cigarettes." And I show him, I have my pack in my hand, so like I show him my pack of cigarettes. And he takes it and looks at the pack, which I still, to this day, I don't know what he was expecting. Like, oh, there's cocaine. Like, I don't know what he thought would be there, right?
Here it is.
So my buddy's kind of negotiating with what's going on. And I turn around trying to ditch my smoke, and I see there are like 5 cops standing behind us on the sidewalk, and I was like, "Hey man, we're going to jail."
Yeah, hey man. Like, oh, no. I don't have to know about their laws.
Like, no, I don't need. We're boxed. You know what I mean? Like this is the squeeze for when we bolt. I know what this is.
Yeah.
So they, eventually go, "Well, why don't you come with us, right? And we're going to investigate further, whatever." It's the most polite arrest. I've been in handcuffs a couple times. This is the most polite because it literally was walk with us to the car, open police car. We get in the car, slam door, right? Then we go to the police station. Then the very first thing they do is they come over and they take all of our identification. So they take, his residency card, they take my passport, and they just disappear, which is the greatest feeling on the planet.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
When you're in a police station in a foreign country and you don't have your passport anymore. And it's like, well, I'm now set up for whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So then they come back out and they go, all right, we're going to go to the hospital now. And I'm like, I don't feel sick. I'm fine. We don't need to go to the hospital.
I feel good. I'm good.
So they take us to a hospital to do a drug test, right? Mm. So we're going to do a piss test at the hospital. And so I go in the bathroom and I've got this like 6'5", cop dude behind me, and I'm trying to piss, whatever.
Your pee shot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to pee, and this cop's just staring at me. And then because I'm an idiot, I hand him the pee cup, which apparently is poor form. You don't do that. It's not the protocol. You don't hand the police officer your piss. But in my head, I'm like, you wanted my piss.
Right.
So
here you go.
I don't want the cup of my pee. You asked for it. So he gets mad at me about that. Then we go out and doing the drug test stuff. And the key point here is like, I'm like a decade sober. Right?
Yeah.
And my buddy Mo is Muslim dude from Egypt, right? Muhammad. And it's the middle of Ramadan. So like you picked the 2 people in all of Shanghai that are definitely not on drugs.
Right.
So we do the piss test thing, comes back, it's negative. and then I can hear the cop is like arguing with the doctor. I mean, they're from me to you. We can see them, right? Arguing with the doctor, and the doctor's like, male, which is like a negative, like doesn't have. So the cop pushes him out of the way, and then he proceeds to start doing the P test, drug test thing himself. Like the doctor's got it wrong.
Right. He knows better.
And of course, comes up negative, whatever. So they just kind of like walk us back outside to the cop car, and then we're just standing out by the cop cars. And then they drug test the Russians, right? Mm-hmm. Which I told my buddy, I was like, no offense to your friends, I don't know them. You know what I mean? If they come back positive, like,
not our buddy.
I don't know them. I'm
going to be like, I don't doubt it. You know what I mean? What a disgrace to Chairman Mao that they would. But, they end up being fine as well. So they take us back to the police station, and then they give us our stuff back. But when he gives me back my passport, you know, this fat cop dude comes over and he hands it to me, but he stops like 5 feet from me where I'm seated, and he just is holding it out. So he makes me like stand up, and then he makes me reach out and get it. And then he does that thing like you do with a little kid where you don't let go. So I go to grab it, and he kind of like pinches it, and then he yells, "Don't do drugs in China." And I'm like, okay, I mean, I'll pass the word along, but
I was negative, you know.
I was not the dude. We told you. Right?
They were fucking pissed.
They were
that you guys,
so mad that we didn't have anything in our system.
Oh my God.
They were so pissed.
I can't imagine what's going on through your head. Like,
so I had I got to be careful how I say this.
Yeah. Hey, we're still on board with China.
I had a connection with someone that was kind of like looking out for us in the moment. So when we're first in the jail thing, and he does some. How can I say this without getting out? He handles delicate situations very well, and his comment, because this is how he is to my buddy, was, well, how long do we leave Matt in jail? You know, for like the story, for the comedy of it. Yeah. And I'm like, you tell him 0 days. Like, what the fuck is wrong with
China?
you?
Fuck you.